I was in the 5th grade, I like had a suburban housewife as a fucking teacher. Okay, this woman was lit. She used to dress like Miss Frizzle. She had
I
like
really do try my best to be nice to these niggas, but I can't. I really can't. I just got back
The
from
strangest thing my ex ever did was tell me to lick this scar in the back of his head and then got mad when I told him I wasn't going to. So boom, back when
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's story times are even crazier than before. But first, if you're enjoying the content, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It genuinely means a lot and helps me keep making videos. Alright, now let's get into it.
the strangest thing my ex ever did was tell me to lick this scar in the back of his head and then got mad when I told him I wasn't going to. So boom, back when I was like 19, 20, 21, I used to drop a lot of LSD, right? Yeah. I had my Sid days, okay? One day we're on Sid and he starts talking crazy. He was like, I bet you won't lick the back of my scar though. In the back of his head, he had like surgery, so he had like a very visible scar. And I was like, I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but why do you want me to? He was like, I bet you won't. And then I quickly started realizing he don't want me to lick the scar in the back of his head. He just wants to prove to me that I'm disgusted by him and that I won't do it. He had this weird thing in his head where like I didn't actually like him and like I was cheating on him and I was talking to other guys, and I guess he was feeling spotty. He was like, yeah, I bet you won't, bet you won't. I mean, I would. I 1000% would. I don't give a fuck. Like, I've licked them between your toes, you know? But it wasn't even about that. It's about the fact that he was so aggressive with it, like, bet you won't lick it, bet you won't lick it. I was like, you're doing too much. Like, you're doing a lot right now and I need you to calm down. But yeah, like, that whole thing was mad weird and I blame it on the Sid. I blame it on the Sid because we're just gonna blame it on the Sid, okay?
when I was in the 5th grade, I had a suburban housewife as a fucking teacher. Okay, this woman was lit. She used to dress like Miss Frizzle. She had like really bright red hair. She used to bring in baked goods on Fridays. Like, this woman was lit. She was singing all the time. Like, I loved her, right? And sometime after Christmas, like, something changed in her. Like, she stopped being like less, I'm not gonna say less nice. She started to become not strict, but like more stern with us. Like, she was like kind of fed up with our shit. She stopped bringing in baked goods. She like wasn't singing all the time. She was like just clothes were disheveled. Like, she was just like very clearly going through something, right? And there were a few times that we like caught her crying at her desk. Like, we was like, okay, well, what's going on with her, right? So this went on up until like, I want to say the week of spring break. So we come in from recess and she sits us down and she's like about to have like a adult conversation with us, right? And she sits us down and she's like, I just want to explain to you guys what's going on, because I love you guys. You guys are like my kids, and I'm having a hard time separating like my personal life from my work, from my school life, and I just want to like give you guys an explanation. Mind you, we're all like 10, 11 years old, right? And she's like explaining what she's going through personally to us. It's like, girl, we don't know you outside this school. Why would we care? Not saying it like that, but like, we are 10, 11 years old. Like, we don't know what divorce mean like that. You know what I mean? So she's basically telling us how, her and her husband are going through a divorce, that it's getting messy, and she's just like realizing that she's taking it out on us, and she just wanted to apologize. And it was like she started crying, and I feel like that was the first time my heart broke for somebody else, because like, she was crying. She couldn't even look at us when she was explaining. She was like folding in on herself. Like, how like kids like curl up when they're in trouble? That's what she was doing. It was so hard to like look at her, like, no lie. And so as she's explaining to us what she's going through, this snot-nosed ass kid named Cameron Schmidt, I remember you, Cameron, starts giggling to himself. And we all audibly went, what, bro? This is not a laughing matter. Something in her snapped. And when I mean snapped, I mean in an instant. Homegirl looked at him and she goes, well, I'm glad my misery is fucking funny to you. Slams down her clipboard and storms out the fucking classroom. And when I tell you, that was the last time I seen my teacher that day. And we were like, what the fuck? So our principal ended up coming up to teach us for the rest of the year, not the rest of the year, the rest of the day. And then when we came back, we had a substitute for the rest of the year, right? That was the last time I saw my teacher. So fast forward a little bit, I'm now in the 8th grade and it's towards the end of the school year, right? And I see that same substitute teacher. I'm like, oh my God, do you remember me? Like, you subbed for my school like a few years back. She's like, oh my God, yeah, I remember your class. That whole situation was crazy. Mind you, I am 14 years old and this woman is about to gossip to me like I am one of her best friends, okay? She then proceeds to ask me, did I know why she was my sub for the rest of the year? And I was like, well, our teacher was like going through something personal. She goes, no, when she stormed out of the classroom, she had a mental breakdown and destroyed the teacher's lounge. Yes. And then come to find out that the reason why they were getting a divorce was because her husband was molesting their children. And the only reason why they found out was because their 16-year-old daughter was pregnant by the father. Yes, right hand up to God, right hand up to God. I cannot make this shit up if I wanted to.
I really do try my best to be nice to these niggas, but I can't. I really can't. I just got back from a date with someone I met on Hinge. Let's call him Alan because that's his fucking name. One thing I liked about Alan is that he didn't waste too much time. We talked for like a day and a half and he was like, hey, I want to go out. Let's go on a date. And I was like, all right, perfect. I love it. We ended up going to Crazy Sushi in Wesley Chapel. And if you know me in real life or you watch my videos, I love sushi. I talk about sushi often. Every time I go out to eat, I go out for sushi. And everything was fine until Alan saw the fucking menu. At Crazy Sushi, you have the option to do an all-you-can-eat buffet, which is $36 per person. When the server gave us the menu, Alan was like, is this $36 for both of us? It's per person. He was like, I'm on a budget right now. I can't afford much, and I'm trying to save money. You asked me to go out. He says, is this the only option? I said, when the server comes, ask him what else you can do. The server comes and says you can do a la carte, which means you're just paying for the roll. You're paying per roll. The server gives us the a la carte menu and he was like, yeah, these prices are way much better. Are you okay with doing this? I said, no. I said, no, when I go out to eat, I order what I want, I buy what I want, and I'm not gonna not get all you can eat sushi when I'm at a sushi place. I love sushi. I say, we're gonna order separately. I want the all you can eat and he's gonna do the a la carte. We go through the menu. I place my order. He places his order and he says, I'm sorry, like I'm on a budget right now. Are you okay with paying for your own food? I said, that's fine. The only reason I said that's fine is because I'm not gonna not get what the fuck I want at one of my favorite sushi places. He ends up ordering 2 things. I don't know how much it cost, but he also ordered a Diet Coke. Or is it Pepsi? It don't matter. He ordered a soda. The server did not bring him his soda. The server brings us our sushi, but I think he forgot about his Coke. And Alan's like, I'm gonna wait to eat because I can't eat without drinking. So he's just sitting there the entire time with no drink and not eating his food. And I'm about to order a second roll. He's like, I think he forgot about me. Should I wave him down? I said, do what you have to do to get your drink. Like, you're a man. Why do I need to tell you to get the fuck up? He starts going like this at the table. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Not even like waving his hands in the air so the server could see him. He's like, hello, hello. And I'm like mortified because what the fuck is happening? The server comes and he's like, you forgot my drink, brother. Like, oh, I'm sorry. He goes, gives him his drink. Then Alan has the audacity to say, can I have some melted butter? The server says, butter? He was like, yeah, can I have some butter to dip my sushi in? Who eats butter with sushi? Who does? That's the legitimate question. I did not know people eat melted butter with sushi. The server goes, we don't have butter here. People typically use the soy sauce or the spicy mayo. Anywho, we're having basic conversation. I already know I'm not seeing you again, but I'm about to eat my sushi and order more sushi to go. And he looks drowsy, very tired, and he keeps saying, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. Anyways, he goes to the bathroom, and then I ended up ordering pad thai to go and 2 more sushi rolls to go home with because it's all you can eat for $36. I'm gonna get my money's worth. He was in the bathroom, the server brought my pad thai, and when he comes to the table, he says, I thought you were done. Why are you rushing me? I said, I am done. He said, oh, I thought your food was going to be in a box. I said, I'm about to ask for a box. Why are you rushing me? He's like, it's just been a really long day. I said, we didn't have to hang out today if you're so tired. He was like, well, I just wanted to see you. Then shut the fuck up. Why are you complaining? I didn't have my card with me, so I go to the booth to pay. I go, can you hold my sushi for me? He's like, of course I can. That's the least you can fucking do. I pay for my food, grab my sushi. He goes, can I walk you to your car? I said, my car is literally like right out the door. Like, you don't have to walk me. He goes, but I want to. He walks me to my car. He opens my door, put my sushi in the car, put myself in the car, skirt, Karika's going home. I get home. This nigga had the audacity to text me to tell me it's not going to work out and he doesn't think we should continue seeing each other. So I'm going to show you my graceful response. People tell me that I'm Buttercup out of the Powerpuff Girls, that I'm a Sour Patch Kid because I'm sweet and sour, that I'm mean, because who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? And I have my leftover pad thai that I'm gonna eat while I watch Housewives. Also forgot to mention that he's in his 30s, renting a room from some 66-year-old lady that his mom found for him. He works at Jess Pizza a few hours a week and does freelance on the side. Do I think me not wanting kids was a non-negotiable for him? Yes, but I also think it kind of intimidated him because I was like, I like to spend. I shop, I go to Sephora, I go to Ulta, I have lots of things. And that's just not a lifestyle he can clearly keep up with, or maybe he just doesn't want to, but babes, this not gonna work out. When he told me he works at Jess Pizza, I was like, I don't really like Jess Pizza. He says, why? Because it's expensive. You clearly think...
Okay, y'all, as promised, like I told y'all yesterday, I would do the story time. Oh, I'm so used to having my watch on, but I don't have it on. Anyways, I told y'all I was going to do the story time on how I went to Miami with the girly pops, and they assumed that I was going to pay for the whole bill. And then when I came out of the bathroom, they said, hey, we collectively as a group cohesively came together and decided you're going to pay for this $500 tab. And how I looked at them like they was crazy and politely proceeded to go to the server and say, hey, no, I'm gonna pay for my stuff. All right, let's go back. I have told this story a million times on my TikTok, and you can scroll down. I had on my dad's Arkansas Razorback shirt, and I had my hair down with some glasses on. So if you have not seen the story, I'm gonna try to give it to you as fast as possible. I literally just left out of my bar workout, and I am hot and sweaty, so bear with me. Anyways, okay, so went on this trip. Like I said, I was virtual friends with one of the girls. We were all sorority sisters, and it was around May, so whatever. She was like, hey, do you want to go with us? Mind you, we have been virtual friends for like 2 years. I said, absolutely, yes, I will go with y'all to Miami. So she put us all in a group message. I did not know all the other girls in there, but we were sorority sisters. So of course I thought we're sorors, so everything's good. So she did the whole introduction spiel. They all went to school together. I was in Arkansas at that time, so I had to go to them in a whole different state because at that time I was like, how old was I? 21. I just turned 20. I was turning 21, and they were younger than I was, so they were probably like 19. Yeah, 19. I don't think at that time no one was, or 20. They were like 19 and 20. They weren't quite 21 yet. I knew I was 21. They were like 19, 20. Some were 19, some were 20. That's besides the point, okay? This is pre-COVID. Anyway, so we decided to go to Miami. Everything seems good. Everybody pays their money on time. People do what they need to do. They say, hey, we're going to do these excursions. We're going to go on the boat ride. We're going to do this. This is how much money needs to be paid. We're going to get this rental car. This, and the third. This is what it looks like. And so everybody sent their money, no problems. I would ask for little stuff, and I noticed how every time I would ask for something in the group message or ask a question, nobody would respond to me, but they would respond to when the girl that I was virtual friends with would say something like, kind of like, y'all didn't see what she said, kind of sort of like that. And then they respond to her, but not directly to me. Okay, so I started noticing that after we had to send pictures of ourselves in the group message. They were like, okay, it'd be nice if we just all send pictures of each other so we know like who we are, and things just won't be awkward essentially. So I was like, okay, cool. So I uploaded my picture, woo. Then that's all of a sudden when it happened. So people would ask like, oh, do you have this? Do you have that? And I would be the person that would have it. So I'd be like, oh, I have it. You know, I don't mind helping, whatever, do. And it would just be like crickets. Like, I'm talking to myself, essentially. So, as I drive 4 hours to them, we were going to catch a flight from, like a city over from them. We're going to catch it in New Orleans and then fly out from New Orleans to go to Miami. So, I went there, asked my mom, can I drive her SUV? Because we need the SUV to get there. And I had just had a car. My mom had an SUV. She was like, sure, drive my SUV, go there. We'll do. So, I get there. When I get to the girl's house, we were all going to spend a night over there. Okay, so as she's showing me around in her house and everything like that, one girl was putting her wig together, you know, doing all that, and I walked in, and I was like, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all know that sound. Anyways, that was kind of like me. I'm like, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? You know, woo. It was just like a dry hey. It was just like, hey, but it was like really weird. So anyway, so she showed me around her place, the virtual friend, the girl I've been friends with all these years, and it was so exciting. We were both like really excited, like, oh my gosh, we finally get to meet each other in person, you know? But I don't know. Okay, I don't want to put my opinion yet. So let's just keep going. So we get ready to go on the trip. And as we stop to get gas, my mom's car needed gas before we go to New Orleans. And nobody decided to offer to help me with gas. So I put gas in the car. No worries. It's my mom's vehicle. I got to put gas in it anyways. Okay. Put gas in there. We ended up taking a flight from New Orleans to Miami. Almost missed the flight. Literally ran on the flight. So when we booked our flights, we were not all sitting in the same areas. I tried to get seated near them, but I don't know, for some weird reason, we just didn't get seated towards each other. I got seated, you know, I picked a seat closer to the front. There's more stuff in the back, but they were all together. And I don't really remember why we were not all together. I don't really remember that. Anyway, so I sat beside a girl. Shout out to her. She's really cool. I do not remember her name. So I sat by her. We were like beside her. We were talking. She made sure I had drinks on the flight. She's like, oh girl, let me get you some drinks. You're such a cool person. You're such a vibe. She was going to Miami as well. At that time, I was not living in Atlanta because I was still in college. So she was like, I'm gonna get you a drink. I live in Atlanta, so shout out to you, girl. I wish I could have found her while the meantime when I was living in Atlanta at that time, but did not. But whatever. She got me a couple drinks. We were like just chilling on the flight. I don't really drink that much, but anyways, so we get off the flight. I'm feeling a little good, and they were like, you know, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that? Like you're just laughing. Who is that girl with because the girl spoke to me when she got off the flight. She was like, bye girl, if you ever need anything, there's my number. You can text me or call me anytime. I'm just going to see my boyfriend. I said, okay, cool, you know. And they just kind of looked like that. That's the look. Anyways, so we go to baggage claim, grab our bags, whatever, and then we go to the rental part of the car thing. Mind you, we gave the money to one of the girls. So we got to the checkout counter. The lady was like, oh, your total is still X amount of dollars. Me and the girl that invited me, we looked at each other like, how do we owe anything when we gave the money to the girl? When she was asking for the money, we gave her the money, no problem. So she was like, well, I paid. And the lady was like, I don't see you paid anything, ma'am. There's nothing on the side saying that you paid for anything. So like I said, the total was XYZ, you know. So I looked at the girl, we looked at each other. I was like, okay, this ain't got nothing to do with me, so I'm gonna back up. So me and the girl backed up, and we stood there, let her figure out what was going on. If she could prove that she actually paid, don't know. So another girl was like, oh my gosh, I'll just pay for it, but you gotta pay me back. Like, you gotta pay me my money back. And the girl was like, yes, I'll pay you back. Woo. So I don't know if the girl ever got paid back, but whatever. So she gives her card, whatever. We get the rental car. We go on and we stay in our place. We go into our hotel. Things seem to be good. First, before we got there, we stopped and grabbed some drinks. Like I said, y'all, I don't really drink. I don't really drink that much. So while we're grabbing drinks and stuff at the thing, I get overstimulated fast. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to drink because I don't really drink like that. I'm just going to grab something because I'm not a drinker, okay? So just grab something that I know. Maybe I'll drink, maybe not. I don't really drink for real. So you ain't got to worry about me taking shots because I'm a party pooper, I guess. I just don't. So anyway, so we grab what we wanted, we leave, and then we were going to go in a few hours to pick up another girl because she was flying in because she was coming from either school, she had an exam, or a wedding. I think she was in a wedding. I can't really remember. It was one of the two. It's been so long ago, y'all. So anyway, so fast forward, we get ready to go pick her up. When we go pick her up, we come back. That girl, now I'm going to say, that girl was really nice. Out of all of them, I think she was the nicest. She didn't really talk to me that much, but the interactions that we had, she was nicer to me, if that makes sense. Whatever. Like, let me preface this by saying all the girls were beautiful and they could all do their makeups so cute. And I always told them, like, you guys are like MUAs. You do your makeup good. I could do makeup enough for me, okay? I grew up doing pageants and stuff, so I did my makeup a certain way. I don't know MUA, so I was like, show me your ways. Like, I can put my makeup on good. Trust me, I ain't gonna be looking like no clown or boo-boo the fool now. But I don't know, like, perfection-wise of all that. But needless to say. Anyway, so we were gonna get dressed. We got dressed. We took a little video. And I could start telling, they started taking videos with just them, like 5 in the video, minus me. And it was crazy because other people started to notice that too. They're like, wait, are you on the same trip with these girls? Like, because y'all stories seeming to look similar on social media. And I was like, yes, I'm actually with them. So I would try to incorporate them in all of the videos and all the pictures I would take. And they would just kind of like take them like more like this with them in there and just kind of like make sure my face ain't gonna be in there. Yeah. Anyways, we go out that night. We went to Victory. So we were sitting at Victory outside. I don't know if they still have it because I haven't been to Victory in a while in Miami. But anyways, you know how outside they used to have the little areas where you could sit at? the little tables and stuff. So we sat out there, and anyways, we're sitting out there. Hookah was coming, drinks were coming, things like that. And then as the tab was about to be paid for, the lady comes up to me and say, "Hey, your bill is paid." And I said, "I didn't pay for anything." She was like, "No, I'm telling you, your bill's paid. Some guys over there took care of you." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, where are they?" Like, I want to go tell them thank you. Like, they didn't have to do that, but thank you. So I went up to them. I was like, "Oh, thank you guys so much. You did not have to do that." They're like, "You're beautiful. Like, we want to pay for it. You're beautiful." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that." So coming back to the table, they just started looking like very stank-faced. Mind you, the girls are very pretty. Okay? Very pretty girls. And that's where a lot of this started to spark up, like, this weird feeling between them with me. Okay, so the next day we were going to get ready. We were supposed to be going to, I think it was the Versace mansion, to go eat there, really to take pictures, y'all. Okay, because I heard the food wasn't good, but we were going to go there. So mind y'all, in the text message they were like, everybody got to step, make sure you got your best fits, make sure you got da-da-da-da-da, make sure your hair do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, so they're just letting us know, like, hey, if you're going to step, put your best fit on, make sure you step. So when I hear that, automatically I get to stepping because I love to dress, okay? I love clothes. I'm such a clothes girly, okay? Anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. That's what I'm going to do. So I found this cute, like, Versace style dress that was very fitted, had little chains right here, very, very much giving. Like, I'm slim, thick, petite girl. I'm 125 pounds. Got a booty, though. And waist on slim, so they hate on them. Anyways, that's not the point of the story. Anyway, so I put the dress on, you know, we're getting ready, I see them in the bathroom, they're doing their makeup, they're getting their outfits on, everybody's getting together, like, doing their big one. So I come out the bathroom, collectively, because they can see me, and I'm putting on my lipstick. I love a good lipstick. My hair was like blonde money pieces and brown and like all that little stuff, whatever. So they come out of the bathroom, and I'm standing there and get myself together in the mirror, you know, check up on it. I'm looking at it, you know, and they're like, well, if you're wearing that, we're not going. Just like that. I said, what? They're like, if you're wearing that, we're not going. And I said, y'all said, put your best fit on. I put my best fit on. We're going to the Versace mansion to take cute pictures. Like, what's wrong with that? They're like, you didn't tell us you was gonna wear that. I said, yeah. Nobody really explained what we were gonna wear. Y'all just said, put your best fits on, and that's what I grabbed. That's what I did essentially. So I don't get why there's a problem. They're like, well, we're just not gonna go. So we did not go to the Versace mansion because of my outfit. We ended up going just down South Beach, and what did we do there? We went down to the beach. We just went down to the beach. Went down to the beach. Yeah. Then that end part of that night, right? Then it was a guy that slid up on my story. He had played for the Dolphins or whatever. So, mind you, me and this dude never talked. Let's preface this by saying this. Me and him never talked before this time. We just were, like, each other's Snapchatter friends. So, he was like, Lex, you in Miami? And I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, like, you guys want to come out? Like, I see you're, like, friends and stuff. You guys want to come out to, like, this, like, nice little spot? It's on me. And I said, oh, yeah, sure. Let me ask them. I said, hey, y'all, do y'all want to go here? Like, I don't really know the guy. But he was like, if we come, he gonna make sure we get in. We're good. Da-da-da. They were like, I don't know. I was like, I mean, we ain't doing nothing else. How about we just go, you know? So we ended up going, y'all. He was like, you know, because you know how they are in Miami. He was like, you know, she's with me, da-da-da. And I was like, they're with us as well. And the, you know, bouncer was like, okay, y'all go in, whatever. Had our own little section. Things were good. We're just chilling. Me and the guy just talking. But it ain't nothing like that, mind you. This is not my man. Let's preface this by saying that he's not my man. I was not in a relationship at this time, okay? So anyway, so we're sitting there, you know, just talking. He's, you know, got bottle service going, whatever. One of the girls gets two, actually, not just one. It first started off by one, then the second one did too. Two of the girls get extremely messed up out of their mind. So I'm like, okay, no, I'm not gonna have them embarrassing themselves like that, and I'm not gonna just leave nobody. So I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom and check on them, because I'm not going to leave them, even though they're really not talking to me on this trip, but I'm just not going to leave them in the bathroom, and they're drunk, and a bunch of, like, strangers all around. And who knows? God knows what they would do to these girls. That's what I'm thinking. So I go to the bathroom. I'm like, hey, you guys okay? Like, let me order some fries. Y'all need some salt. So let me grab some fries and a Sprite, and we're going to get ready to go, because I'm not going to have y'all like that, like, literally upchucking their life in the bathroom. Mind you, the other girls are their friends. But I'm the only one in there to make sure they're okay. So I come back out, and I just see the girls trying on the football player chain. They got on his chain on the video. They got his chain on. They making videos. Woo, woo, woo. And I'm over here stressing because these girls in the bathroom. I'm like, how am I going to get them out of the bathroom being this sloppy turned up? See what I'm saying? So, long story with that, whatever. We get back to the car. We finally get them to the car. The guys help bring them to the car. Good guys. help us bring them to the car. We end up leaving. Whatever. We go back to the mind y'all, let me stop right here. So when we got ready to go that night to the thing, they all decided they were going to collectively wear white. So they all wore white, and I'm the only one that had on like purple blue, like lavender, but mixed in with a little blue in it, a little jumpsuit thing, short little jumpsuit thing. Nobody told me the color was white. They all wore white. Anyways, so we get to the hotel back that night, whatever. I'm taking my little videos. I'm doing my little 1, 2, just chilling, because they're not really talking to me, but whatever. So next day we end up going back to the beach again, and the guy, he texts me, and he just was, I'm trying to get the parts confused, because I think we only saw him one time besides that first night. Yes. So anyway, so he called me early that morning, was like, hey, Lex, like, are you by yourself? I was like, yeah. He was like, can I talk to you? And I said, yeah. And he was like, are those your friends? And I was like, well, they're like my sorority sisters. I only know one of the girls because she invited me, but I don't know the rest of the girls like that. He's like, yeah. Can they hear me? I was like, no, because I went outside and I walked down the hallway. He's like, yeah, them not your friends. He's like, I'm gonna be real with you, them not your friends. Like, I heard stuff they were saying, and also they wanted to have this menage a trois with you. And I was like, well, I don't get down like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't even with them, whatever. He's like, but I know they don't like you though, so I'm just gonna tell you that, like, watch your back. So the saxophone started playing louder. I'm like, oh, I'm in Miami. Nobody with me. They're all friends. I gotta really protect myself right now. So anyway, so we go to the beach. On the beach, we found us a little spot. We sat down. We grabbed some drinks. You know how people walk around on the beach making drinks and stuff. We grabbed us a little drink. Woo. They go down to the bottom of the thing, turning up, living their best life. I don't care. My sister calls me on FaceTime. We on FaceTime. I'm talking to my sister, kind of catching her up on, like, girl, like, what's going on? So the guy was like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable with you being there like that with them. Me and my homeboy, we're going to pull up. So anyway, the night is getting, older, and the lights coming on. You know how they turn on, they close down the beach. Woo. I done lost them, because I went down there and checked on them. We took some pictures. Well, they didn't want to take any pictures with me, so I took pictures by myself. I asked a random girl on the beach, could she take my picture? She said yes. So she took my photo. Woo. They all took photos together. They uploaded on my social media. They did not want to take any pictures with me. Neither here nor there. At that point, I really didn't even care. So anyway, as the night is still young, I go back and sit up the top, because they're down at the bottom, turned up, living life, and no means I'm not a party pooper. Live your best life, but the whipped cream on the licking off and woo. You know how that go. So they doing all that. I was like, I don't want to partake in that, so I'm gonna just go back to the top and I'm gonna sit down. I just sat down, chill. The guys were talking to me as it was getting late. They're like, we're gonna head out. You straight? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'll be fine. So I'm getting up because I don't see them. The beach closing. I'm like, where they at? So I'm walking around like, where they at? Woo. I call my sister. I'm like, hold on, I can't find the girls that I came with. Where are they? So I'm walking. Y'all, South Beach, y'all know how it is. At that time, back in the day, when it was spring break, it was not spring break. This was in May. It was a bunch of people walking around. It was a lot going on. So this guy came up to me. He was like, I'm gonna walk with you to find your friends. Mind you, I didn't say nothing to this guy. I told this man my name, Lisa. I done made up this whole elaborate story on who I really am, because you're not gonna traffic me up in here, okay? So I'm walking, but speed walking. He's like, I promise I'm not gonna do anything to you. Like, I really feel instructed to help you get to where you need to go. Like, I promise I'm not gonna do anything to you. I'm not weird. So I'm calling. Nobody's texting me back. Nobody's calling me back. I text one of the girls that was kind of talking to me. I'm like, hey, where are you guys? She's like, oh, we already in the parking garage. We finna go. Finna go where? Y'all gonna leave me? So I'm like, I gotta find him. So I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, send the location, please, so I can find it. So the guy walks me all the way up there, and it was so far, y'all. I had to go through some sketchy areas, but the guy walked with me. I was like, oh Lord, he can take me somewhere and do something to me. Oh my gosh, I got my sister on the phone, but what can she really do? She just on the phone. This man is strong and big and can overpower me at any point. So I'm thinking about a lot right now. I'm trying to walk fast. I'm trying not to just. I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. So we finally get to the car. You can hear a pin drop. That's how mad I was when I got in the car. I was so mad. And I was ready to go at this point. I was so mad, but whatever. So the next day we decided to go on this boat ride. Okay, mind you, we had already gave the money to one of the girls for the boat ride. Okay, we get there to the boat ride, and all of us got on our bikinis, looking good, whatever. So we sit there, and the lady's like, y'all still have a balance. How do we have a balance? We got the money to the same girl that we gave the money to for the rental car. So we're all giving our money again. another $300 to pay for the remaining of the boat ride, but we had already gave her the money. Every time I do this story time, sometimes they do, sometimes they do, but more than likely, like, they see it majority of the time. So we see these guys, they come, they're super cool guys, super attractive, woo woo woo. We're sitting there, and then one of the guys like, you know, I want to pay for you some drinks and some food. And I was like, well, can you get everybody some drinks? Like, can you get everybody some shots? He's like, sure, whatever you want, I'll do it. So, okay, cool. So he gets shots for everybody, for the whole table. We take shots. You know, the guy sitting beside me, we're just talking with the it ain't nothing like that. You know, we're just talking. All the girls wanted this one particular guy. He already know who I'm talking about because we're friends to this day. Cool guy, by the way. So they all wanted him. So they're all like, all over him. I'm just chilling. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just chilling. So we take our shots, you know, we boomeranged it together with the woo. One of the girls knocked down a drink. The drink falls on my clothes. I got on this 2-piece set thingamajig. Red falls on my clothes. Okay, I'm like, okay, at this point, we got to go home and change. We exchanged numbers with the guys. I didn't exchange numbers with anybody. I just exchanged my social media with the one guy that was paying for the drinks and stuff. So later on that night, they're like, oh, we're going to go to the Airbnb of the guys that we met. I'm like, go to the Airbnb. Wait a minute, we don't really know them like that. Like, yes, they were cool, but we don't know them. Like, we really don't know them for real. So we go over there. We're sitting there, and that's when the energy gets real thick, y'all. The energy gets super thick. I'm texting my sister. I'm like, I feel like they feeling a little froggy, and I got to protect myself. Like, I really feel like something's about to go down. Mind y'all, we sitting down on these couches. So there's a recliner couch here, and there's a guy sitting in the recliner couch right here. I'm sitting on the edge of the couch right here beside him. We're talking. We actually got a lot in common, more than the other guy that was buying the drinks and stuff. Me and him got a lot in common on just a lot of different viewpoints of life and just in general. So the girls are sitting right here with the other guys lined up on this side, you know, but they're kind of like watching me, but it was very, very weird. So we're doing our little 1-2, we're laughing with the woo. We decided we're gonna go to the club that night. I can't even remember what club we were going to. We were gonna go to a club or something like that. So we all pack up in this SUV with the woo. I'm sitting with this one guy. I think I was sitting like in his lap or like on his leg, because I was like, I'm not gonna sit directly in his lap. I don't play like that. So I sat on his like leg thing because we didn't have enough room. There was a lot of us, plus there was a lot of guys in this one thing. And of course the Uber is lit and we're just having a good time. We get there. One of the girls is extremely drunk. One of the girls that was drunk from the other night, she's drunk again. So I'm like, I gotta make sure she's okay. Nobody else is caring. I gotta make sure this girl is okay, because I don't want nothing to happen to her. So I make sure she's okay. I'm like, you know what? We can't even get in the club anyways. Y'all ready to go back? So we decided to go back. We wasted that night, but we had a good time with the guys. So then the next day, we decide, I'm making this go by faster, y'all. Okay, we decided to go to a little brunch. Woo. They was acting funny during the brunch. They took pictures. They was like, oh, we need these pictures for our memories. Woo. This is where we went. They left me out of the memories. Didn't really care at that point. I was kind of over it. Anyways, fast forwarding to the final part, close to the final part of the Our House Drag Brunch. The bill comes out. And when the bill comes out, they're like, oh, we collectively decided that you're going to pay for the bill. Mind y'all, they had already kept saying they didn't have no money. That's not my fault. I wouldn't go on a trip if I don't have no money. But whatever. So after that, we go down to the boat, whatever, woo. We're on top of the boat. You know, there's different levels on the boat, whatever. So we're all standing there. We're taking videos and pictures and things like that. And one of the girls, she's like, you know, you the baddest, da. And, you know, that's hyping me up. I'm feeling good, you know, doing my little shank, my little 1-2, you know, taking my little videos, feeling good. Mind y'all, they are very beautiful, all of them, okay? So I have never not once said they were not beautiful girls. Very pretty girls. Anyway, so we get to the top. We're like, oh, we should get like hookah and stuff, because they got hookah. So we should get a hookah. We should get a couple of drinks. Mind you, I don't drink that much, but I have a drink. I taste a drink. So some guys came up and they were like, we want to pay for like whatever you want. You want a hookah, you want drinks, what you want. And I said, well, can you get all of us one? You know, because the vibes were already weird. I wasn't gonna make it any weirder, okay? So he was like, yeah, for sure. Like, whatever you want, I'm gonna get it because I'm trying to pay for you. Whoa, that sounds terrible. But whatever. So, I'm like, okay, cool. He brings out this 2 big gigantic hookahs, woo, some drinks, you know. The guy didn't even talk. Like, he just wanted to pay for it. He didn't even stay there to talk or nothing like that. So we're on the boat, listening to music, woo. One of the girls knocks down the hookah. It falls on my big toe. It busts my big toe wide open. The hookah juice falling in my big toe. I still got the scar on my big toe, by the way, but I got no tennis shoes, so you can't see it. But so it's like a little scar that goes down on my big toe like that. Anyway, so hookah spills. I'm like holding on to my leg. It's blood gushing everywhere, okay? I'm crying because the toe is burning with hookah juice spilled in it. Do you think the girl that knocked over the hookah juice cared? Do you think the other girl that invited me cared? Do you think the other girl that was there cared? No, it was on the girl that I told y'all about that we picked up the next day. and that was a little bit nicer to me, she ran downstairs, grabbed me some paper towel and some ice in a Ziploc bag, and she was like, I'm gonna sit beside you. She's like, do you need some ibuprofen, or I can see if they got Tylenol or just something like that? And I'm like in excruciating pain. My big toe is sliced open. Like, imagine a big hookah with coals falling on your toe, and the whole thing shatters and breaks on your foot. Okay? So I'm like in excruciating pain. I'm like, I just want to get back to the land. Okay? To the law. I just want to get back. So we get off. The girl's helping me. That one girl, she's helping me. I'm limping to the car. I'm like blood everywhere. I'm just crying. I'm just like ready to go. We called it a night for the night. I ripped up my toe with the wheel. The next day, we ended up going back to South Beach. We ate this. I don't even know what place it was. Anyway, so we go there. This guy come by. You know how they are in Miami. They want to take pictures of you and stuff like that. So the guy was like, I want to take your picture. And I was like, well, can you take all of our pictures? And he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we all sitting there. We all do our little poses, you know. I think I'm sitting there like this on the picture. And they're like sitting like this. You know, we're all on the picture together. So that was the one time I was on their story, because they just scanned the thing and then we just uploaded it to our story like that. So we met some really cool guys. There were some noobs. Shout out to them because I still have them on here.
All right, story time. I'm about to tell my trafficking human story. Human traffic did that because TikTok is too strict. Yeah. All right, I'm at work and nobody's here yet. So, human trafficking human story. Okay, so this was 2019. I literally was young and just doing anything. I had scammed all my bank accounts. Like, I didn't really have that much money, but I wanted to take my brother to his dream state, California. And I have a friend from middle school that lived there at the time. So I had my friend do the flights half off, right? And he did it going on the way there. We was good. He ended up going to jail, and we couldn't get back home through him. I had already paid him and everything for going and like the round trip, and he went to jail. So we went down there, spent all of our money. My brother was a minor at the time, so I was the big sister that was responsible. Okay. When it was time to come back home, I tried to have another scammer do my flight half off, but my name was a red flag. I went to the airport, and they was like, whoever is paying for this flight, tell them to go to their nearest airport, show their ID, and blah, blah, blah. It was over with. So, anyway, spent all of our money in Cali. My mom was definitely not getting us back home. I don't know why. Now, today, as a 26-year-old, I don't know why I didn't just tell my dad to pay for both of me and my brother to get back home. But I tried to get my brother back home by asking strangers. And this is how the human trafficking came about. Like, I don't know why I didn't just tell my dad, pay for both me and my brother to get back home, and I'll pay him back. Anyway, when we was trying to get back home, right? We was in the airport. I was asking everybody for money. I came up with like $2 something, but the flight cost more than that. And so this guy, it was like 12 o'clock at night, and I'm in the airport. You know, it's not that many people in there. It was a guy that was like, hey, I see that you and your brother or whoever that is with you is stuck. I want to help. And I'm like, why do he want to help? It was a white man with a suit on. He didn't have nothing but a briefcase. Y'all know that the emoji, this little square briefcase? Yeah, that's all he had with him. And I'm just thinking, like, why do he want to help us? And why is he sitting in the airport? You know, why is he just sitting in the airport with no flight? It was midnight. I don't know. Nobody was there but him and me and my brother just walking around the airport. We at LAX. So I asked the guy, I'm like, yeah, why do you want to help us? He was like, because you seem nice. I don't know, like, you know, I don't want you guys to be stranded. So I'm like, really? You really gonna pay for our flight to get back home? He like, yeah. But he seemed drunk. I could smell it on his breath, right?
So he was like, when my accountant, Martha, wakes up in the morning, I'm going to have her buy the flights. I'm like, okay. So he's drunk, but I'm just like, is he going to remember this when he's sober up? He was nodding off, right? So me, I always been Colombiana type of girl. When he was nodding off, I looked through his briefcase. He didn't have nothing but a pair of slacks and a button up. No ID, no bank cards, no nothing. Like, and I'm just like, what? Where's all his stuff at? So he woke up a little bit. I looked at the side of my eye to get the password from his phone. And when he went back to sleep, I went through his phone. And it was just a whole bunch of weird numbers. Like, nobody's number was saved. It was a whole bunch of weird numbers. I don't know. I was just like, okay, whatever. In the morning, he wakes up. He's sober. I'm like, did you remember anything that you said last night? He like, yeah, I'm going to get you and your brother back home. He was like, but I have a question. I was like, what? He was like, do you want to model for Nordstrom? And I'm like, model for Nordstrom? Why would they want me? Like, me? I look ghetto, and I got, like, these tattoos, and, like, so I told him, yeah. He was like, you and your family get free merchandise for the rest of your life. You know, you'll make a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, you know, I'm thinking this is human trafficking. Because, y'all want me to model for Nordstrom? And then he was like, this is how I confirmed that it was really human trafficking. So he was like, yeah, so I'm going to get your brother's flight back home. And the coordinators or whatever from Nordstrom is going to come and meet you here in LA on Tuesday. Mind y'all, it's Friday. He was like, you can stay till Tuesday, and we're going to have a meeting, and then we're going to go ahead and take you out to Spain for work. Spain, that's when I confirmed it was human trafficking. Because when I got my passport in 2018, thinking that I was about to go. Okay, sorry, my mom just called. When I got my passport in 2018, thinking that I was about to go to Nigeria by myself for my birthday, my mom started showing me all these human trafficking videos, and she made me scared, and I ended up not going. But I learned from that, like, okay, y'all trying to take me to Spain to model for Nordstrom? Like, I didn't get it. But me being the smart girl that I am, I'm so smart, and I always take risks, and I'm just crazy. I was like, okay, I went along with it. Martha, remember he said his accountant Martha, when she wake up, like, she was gonna get my brother's flight. Okay, she called and was like, hey, Tatiana, I hear you and Robert are stuck. We're gonna get you guys home, and I hear that you want to model for Nordstrom. And I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. She was like, well, send me your brother's first and last name and birthday, and, you know, the location where we're sending him to. So I sent it to her. She paid for the flight, sent me the confirmation. I'm just like, dang. So she like, I'm going to book you guys a hotel so you guys can relax, go get cleaned up. So I'm like, okay. Then another guy called and was like, hey, my name is such and such. I'm excited to meet you. And the numbers was weird. Like, the numbers was out the country zip codes. Like, I mean, area codes. Like, so I already knew at that point. Okay, and yes, I'm crazy for even going with these people, with this man. His name was Marco. He was shorter than me. I'm 5'7". Anyway, we take the shuttle bus to the hotel, right? We at this nice hotel, and I don't know if the hotel was in on it too, because why was we getting free food and drinks? They didn't even ask us how old we was or nothing. Like, my brother was a minor, I was 19. Like, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. And then we just was swimming the whole day, eating, drinking, living it up. Like, you know, and it was 2 bedrooms in the hotel. Took a shower. My brother was tired. We done been through so much. I let my brother go to bed because I'm just like, I gotta stay up. I'm the big sister. I gotta stay up, keep my eyes open. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, get your rest. So the guy told us, like, so I'm gonna take your brother to the airport. His flight is at 5 a.m. I'm gonna take him to the airport at 4 a.m. You can stay in, stay asleep. So I'm like, okay. I told my brother, I said, listen, if he's setting his alarm for 4 a.m., we're going to set ours for 3 a.m. Okay. Fast forward to the morning. Our alarm go off. I'm telling him, wake up, like, let's go. We have to go past Marco's bedroom, to get out the door. We walk past his room. He wakes up. He's like, Tatiana, I told you to sleep. I told you to stay in and sleep. I'll take your brother to the airport. We run to the shuttle bus, and we wake the man up and tell him, like, please take us to the airport. He was like, I don't leave here until 4. I'm like, come on, take us. Like, he was black. I'm like, take us. Something's happening. All right, so he catch us running out or whatever. Okay, but I got to the shuttle bus, and the guy's like, I'm not scheduled to leave until 4 something. And I'm like, take us. I'm like, this man is trying to kidnap us, and just please take us. He like, y'all good? I'm like, just take us to the airport. Once we got to the airport, I wasn't worried. But listen, I stayed one eye open all night. I let my brother sleep. I was already scared to be in the hotel, but that was just me getting by. Making sure that we took a shower, ate good, and had a bed to sleep in, you know. Because once I got my brother's confirmation, that's all I felt good. Because I'm like, once I called my dad to get my flight, I'm going to be good too. But I wasn't leaving LA until my brother got to Columbus, Ohio. Like, till he got here home. He had a layover and everything. I was so worried, but I'm like, they're not going to cancel it. At this point, I know that they're trying to get rid of my brother to take me. Because why are y'all trying to take me to Spain? And why y'all think I'm about to stay here till Tuesday to go to Spain? Whoo, Lord. I just be thanking God that I'm still here today, because I would have still been, and I would have been ran through. But I feel like I would have escaped that too. But anyway, we get to the airport, right? Mind you, I was kind of nervous, like, are they going to cancel my brother's flight? But he didn't even book it. It's the middle of the night. Martha, remember the accountant, was asleep, you know. I feel like he would be home by the time she even woke up. So, I hurry up. It's Southwest. I get to Southwest. I go to the counter. It's all black women. I told them the story. I'm like, can y'all, I know I don't have a flight, but can y'all get my brother? Like, he don't know nothing about the airport. Can y'all get him to his gate? Make sure that he get on the plane, you know. I'm like telling them about the man. And my brother tapped me on the shoulder and was like, Totsi, he right there. Like, I don't know how he got there that fast, but he got to the airport fast. Marco. So he in the airport looking around like looking for us or whatever. Then he see us. So the Southwest employee was like, do you want me to, like, go to the bathroom with you or something? Like, what you want me to do? I'm like, just get my brother to his gate, make sure he get on the plane, and I'm good. Like, it's a safe place. It's public. It's the airport. He come over there and he was like, Tatiana, I told you that you could sleep in. I'm like, well, this is my brother. You know what I'm like. He probably felt more comfortable me taking him to the airport. You know, I was like, but I'm coming back. And he was like, yeah, I'll wait. We can wait for your brother to get on the plane, blah, blah, blah. So I told him I had to use the bathroom. Southwest employees had called LAPD to come to the bathroom and talk to me. So, of course, LAPD switched this, like, they just blamed me for everything. They was like, so you had you and your little brother spend the night with strangers and blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I had to do what I had to do. Y'all ain't gonna get him home. Like, I had to do what I gotta do. Like, he gotta go to school on Monday, and shoot, I had to do what I had to do. So they was like, okay, well, we can't kick him out, but we can just tell him, like, stay away from me. Like, we can't kick him off of the property because it's the airport. So they was like, just stay here. They come back, they leave, they go talk to him, they come back, and they was like, Tatiana, did you give him permission to take pictures of you? And I was like, what pictures? They went through his phone and they showed me. Like, they was like, it looked like you guys was out to eat and in a hotel, and he was sneaking pictures of me and my brother, sending them to all the people in Spain. So I'm like, no, I didn't give him permission. And they put him in handcuffs, but I don't know if he went to jail or not. But long story short, my brother, his phone was off. When he got to his layover in Texas, he told me that he landed and that, you know, he would get help to get to his next plane. And he ended up getting on the other plane, and he ended up making it home. And then that's when I told my dad, like, I need a flight back home. So once my mom confirmed that my brother was back home, I was cool. Like, I was cool. I was thugging it in the airport. I left the next day. And my mom ended up calling Marco, the guy, because we had his number. My mom ended up calling him, like, how much was you going to sell my daughter for? And he was like, your daughter's a terrible person. She got me put in handcuffs, and they twisted my wrist, da-da-da-da. But I'm still wondering, like, you was at the airport looking for your next victim. Like, you had all this time to do this. You never had nowhere to be. Like, you just waiting in the airport to see who you could get. And it's crazy because when I got back home, I remember I didn't have that many followers on Instagram, but it was a lady named Martha. She had a blue check mark, and she looked it like, Indian, like one of them red dots on the forehead, and she looked it so rich. I'm talking about Rolls Royce mansion, like royalty. Like, I will never forget. I blocked her so fast. I'm like, this is scary. Like, what if that's her? She looked it like she was a billionaire, y'all. Like, oh my God. I will never forget. I was looking out. Her page was so luxury that it was scary. It looked like she was just rich, and I felt like it was her. And today it makes me wonder, like, oh my God, I wish that I could save everybody, because somebody could have really got if they wasn't, smart, if they really was that gullible. You know what I'm saying? I know that I can't model for Nordstrom. I know that I can't model for Nordstrom. Like, that is so crazy. Long story short, I gotta take my brother back to Cali and do it the right way, because but I was just being a big sister, just, but, and I know not to talk to strangers. I don't know what the heck, but my plan worked. Y'all. My plan worked. But I hope and pray that everybody, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless, because I really could have got.
The silence whenever she spoke, the dry responses when she arrived, and she still drove 4 hours. Still checked on the drunk girls in the bathroom, still tried to include them in videos. That dynamic is genuinely painful to watch, because her instinct was always to give more when the room was giving her nothing. And the money situation? The girl who kept collecting payments and mysteriously never contributed her own? That's a lesson all on its own. You're out here handling everyone else's funds and haven't even put yours in yet. That was wild to witness. They told everyone to bring their best fit, then turned around and made her feel wrong for actually doing that. That wasn't about the dress. That was about something else entirely. And I think she knew it too. It took a football player to tell her the truth. Those aren't her real friends. Real friends don't treat each other like that. And honestly, it all reeks of jealousy. The more I listen, the more upset I get. She seems genuinely sweet, authentic, great energy, and their treatment of her was completely unwarranted. I truly don't understand the hostility because I would love even one friend to go out and dress up with. Every woman deserves to move through the world with confidence, and clearly, they didn't have it. Then everything shifted. It's striking how fast a simple "we're broke and stranded" situation escalated into something genuinely terrifying. She was just trying to be a good big sister, and one bad decision snowballed into nearly being trafficked to Spain. That's the thing about desperation. It makes you visible to people who are specifically hunting for desperate people. The airport detail really stayed with me. Marco wasn't there for a flight. He was just sitting there at midnight. That was his hunting ground. And what makes it chilling is that we're conditioned to associate danger with dark alleys and sketchy neighborhoods. But this man was in a suit, briefcase in hand, under fluorescent lights at LAX. Danger doesn't always look like danger. What she did with his phone, though, checking his contacts, noticing the unusual international numbers, no saved names, no ID in the briefcase. That's genuine situational awareness. She was quietly gathering information the entire time while playing along. Most people would have either bolted immediately or been too trusting. She did neither. She stayed calm and collected intel. But what actually saved her brother? Her gut. The moment he said, "I'll take your brother, you stay and sleep," she clocked it immediately. That's the oldest trick in the book, and she recognized it in real time. Once they separate you, it's over. A few things worth asking, though. Why were they allowed to leave the state with a child in the first place? And why not buy bus or train tickets? Airfare over a considerable distance isn't cheap, but a Greyhound ticket could have changed everything. It's also worth noting, hotels are almost always networked into these situations. That man likely had connections to high-profile people who operate carefully. No saved names, no paper trail. Sometimes that's just discretion at a certain level of wealth. Sometimes it's something far darker. I'm so sorry she went through that. I know she was only trying to help, but leaving the airport with a stranger was the most dangerous decision she could have made for herself and her brother. The fact that they survived is something to be genuinely grateful for. Knowing that thousands of people are sitting in airports, malls, and everyday public spaces, specifically looking for someone vulnerable enough to take, is sickening. Not everyone gets out, and it makes you wonder, what really happened to the twins found on that mountain in Georgia after missing their flight?